Sanani and welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are speaking the difference between transgender and transsexual. My name is Bongile Hode, the trans queen, and please do remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications bell for whenever we upload a video, and of course like and comment on the video below. Be it a question, be it what you know on the topic, it's okay. Now, beg your pardon. This video was supposed to go up yesterday, however, girl was exhausted. Girl was out and about on the weekend, so girl was exhausted. I do apologize for any inconvenience to cause. However, today we are going to talk about the difference between transsexual and transgender, and I am going to share my knowledge and my journey because I identify as a transgender, even though I have not started my transition journey as yet. But I am already identifying as a transgender, so that's where I'll be speaking. That's the angle I'll be speaking from out of my experience, and of course, the research that I have done. Now, before becoming transgender, of course, you remember that the LGBTIQA plus community, each letter stands for a specific sexuality identification, sexual identification English. So I started being the G of the LGBTI, which is gay, and in my being gay, I was feminine. I was finding pleasure in feminine, presenting feminine image. Does make sense? So I started dressing, cross dressing, uh doing female outfits, the hair, the makeup, you know. This is back in 2011, 2012, when I started out to cross dress, right? And then the more now I grow, because you need to know and understand that in everything you grow, in everything you find yourself, in everything you rebrand, right? So for the longest time I've been known as Bongile Hode, the gay queen, because I was identifying as gay, but in as much as my pronouns were she and her, but I've always just wanted to, you know, be seen as a female in terms of how I dress, do my nails, do my hair, latch hair, and everything. You see. Then from there, I then decided that no, man, actually, this was after I found out on a live that I did on TikTok when I was live streaming, and someone said, then you can rather. So she says you can. This person in question was a transgender. So she says to me, you can identify as a transgender woman without having gone through the transition period, transition procedure. Do you understand? So I was like, oh really? Because I at the time I was looking into it. At the time I was looking into transitioning, and identifying as a transgender was going to be the first step into that transitioning. You understand? So she says to me, no, you can actually identify as a transgender, and to be a transgender woman, this is now when you've done your counseling and you have went through the hormonal therapy. This is now when you start identifying as a transgender, because you are taking pills like your estrogen, to some take contraceptives mm, to actually, change their body appearance, their image in terms of how they are standing, because contraceptives con- contraceptives, for when taken by a male person, they give you the assets, like they shape the right assets of your body. This is your buttocks now, this is your hips, this is the upper body, right? In as much as it causes you to have somewhat of a biggish belly, but those may be considered as side effects, that you're gonna get a a big belly apart from getting your maybe constant headaches and nauseas and whatnot, but a big belly is going to be a big part of it. But you, I mean, you want a flat stomach, big pumps, hips, and you understand. So some of them, they do take contraceptive because they probably feel like hormonal therapy is expensive and they cannot afford it at the time. So meanwhile, they wait to afford the hormonal therapy, then they do contraceptives, right? But with hormonal therapy, what you do is you go to maybe a trans clinic. There are trans clinic RHI that you can Google around Johannesburg. There's one in Hillbrow in Johannesburg that I went to. So you go to the clinic, you get there, and then you let them know that you want to transition because they specifically dealing with transitioning, right? So you get there, you tell them, so I'm gay, and I want to transition into being a transgender woman, and then I would like to start the procedure. This procedure now, you speak to a psychologist for counseling purposes. They want to see if you are emotionally ready. They want to see if you are emotionally balanced. They ask you questions like, are you suicidal? How much of a smoker are you? Amongst other things. Do you understand? So they try find out about you as a person, as an individual, and they let you know that these contraceptives are not going to change your voice. They're not going to do away with your beard. So you have to do other things like go to laser for your beard. And if you want to change your voice, then you're gonna have to go to voice training. I don't want to change my voice. No, I like my voice like this. I feel like I'm gonna be a sexy woman with a thick voice. Do you understand? So you go through all of that. However, now on the transition, you go to the psychologist now. Maybe you'll have probably 2 to 3 consultations depending on the psychologist satisfaction of these consultations. If they deem you unfit, then you're unfit. Maybe you'll come back 6 months to a year later. And if they deem you fit, then immediately they refer you to a doctor. There's a doctor there. You don't have to go somewhere else for the doctor. No, there's a doctor there. So they refer you to the doctor. You go to the doctor. Already everything is written in your file. Get there, have a young conversation with the doctor. Maybe they'll ask you about your health conditions, if maybe there's any chronics that they must know of, anything that you must bring to their attention, your asthmas and stuff like that. And then after that, then you get a prescription. You get a prescription immediately after that young consultation with the doctor. Because remember, now you are coming from the psychologist, you are already approved. So the doctor is not declining in any way unless for health purposes. Does make sense? So now you do what? You sit there and they chat with you, you get your prescription, and you start your hormonal therapy process, like taking the medication. Its response depends on your response, your body response, how long it takes to kill the testosterone, to start building your breast, to start giving you the feminine skin and feminine feature, how long it takes is solely dependent on how your body responds to the medication. And then the more you take, you find yourself taking the medication for 6 months to a year, but there are no results in terms of breast. You may see that the testosterone is gone. You don't have these male veins, and excuse the background noise, you don't have the male veins, and the masculinity in you is dead. You will see it. But now the process of the breast growing is the one that is, hesitant and taking its time, precious time for that matter, you understand? But in about a year, 6 months or 2 years, then you will see your results, you will see, and you must be actually employed. You actually have to be employed because these pills cost about 700, two of them. I think it's Astrofen, and I don't know what the other one is called, but that other one is for killing the testosterone while the estrogen is building the femininity and giving you the breast. So that's why both of them are important to take at the same time, and you cannot take one and not take the other, because how do you build breast on a testosterone body? It doesn't make sense. So that's what you do. Now, in a case where you have transitioned, you are a transgender woman, now you have your full breast, your nice body, your nice skin, and everything is good for you, and you want to elevate your transgenderness into transsexual. Now we are speaking you going to a surgery for a gender reassignment. A transsexual and a transgender, the difference is one has undergone a transsexual, a gender reassignment, I want to say, while the other one is still on their biological genitals from birth. Yes. So as soon as, let's say, for example, and I've transitioned, I've done, my breasts are there, and I'm feminine, I'm the woman that I want to be, but I still want to go further and do a gender reassignment, then I undergo a surgery, I remove the whatnot, and they recreate the whatnot, and then I don't identify as a transgender woman anymore. I now identify as a transsexual woman because I have undergone a gender reassignment. The only way you can identify as transsexual is when you've undergone a gender reassignment. Does make sense? Yes. And then after undergoing the gender reassignment, now you identify as a transsexual, and then you're a transsexual woman, and then there's this transgender woman, and you understand. I don't know how it works with transgender men, because now, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm speaking my experience on the transgender woman side of things. Do you understand? But I am sure there's just a slight difference in that, but not so much. Doesn't make sense. However, though, when the minute I start saying I'm a transsexual, or anybody for that matter says to you they are a transsexual woman, then you already know they've undergone surgery and they've done a gender reassignment. Yabo. Yeah. So that's it from me today in regards to the difference between transgender and transsexual. Of course, we're celebrating the National Pride Month, so I'll bring more information to you as we go. On the next video, I am hoping that in all the LGBTIQA plus letters, we are going to identify them. We're going to break them down and say what the L stands for, the kind of people it consists of, the G, the B, and so forth. And yeah, we'll take this Pride Month as an opportunity to build awareness to everyone that is not so informed regarding the LGBTIQA plus community. However, until we talk again on the next video, thank you and have a great day.